All right, good morning and thanks for joining us on this rainy Tuesday edition of TVC Breakfast. I'm Veronica Dan-Ikpoyi. I'm not here alone. I have Mike Okwoche. Mike, it's a rainy Tuesday.
Oh, exactly. It's a rainy Tuesday and weather that you can sleep and sleep well.
In fact.
Waking up was like, oh.
It was a struggle. It was a struggle.
It's okay. It's all right. It's good to be up this morning.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right, let's quickly look at some developments from across the country. We're looking at the matter of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal that has dismissed the matter of the televising of the proceedings of the courts put forward by the PDP and as well as supported by the Labour Party. And the court unanimously said that this matter does not mean that it is against the principles of fair hearing for all the parties. And so it was not, perhaps, if I may use the word, necessary, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. So it was good for them to test, testing that thing through the court was a good thing to make everybody feel satisfied one way or the other. Now, the argument was that they didn't trust how things were going to go. So they wanted Nigerians themselves to monitor the system and all of that. But it is not what Nigerians monitor that will validate what the court or the tribunal is or is it's not. Right? The tribunal remains what it is. It's just like sometimes when we ask God, why me? Oh, somebody's going through some things, and the
doesn't change the fact that God is God.
Going through doesn't change who God is. Yes. You get it's the same thing. So whether it is televised or it is not, there are representatives of each of the political parties in that tribunal. Because you have given your mandate to a lawyer to represent you as a political party or as a candidate, and you trust that this lawyer will stand for you from the beginning to the end.
And you have your evidence to back up your argument.
You were the ones who even came to court in the first place.
Right.
And in doing that, you said, this is the person who should represent me and represent me well. You have confidence in your lawyer. I believe that's adequate enough. The reason why some persons feel that it shouldn't even have been televised in the first place was because of the sentiments that people will begin to emit through the process. Some persons had in fact, there was a group that said that they wanted to know the lawyers that were enemies of Nigeria. Through that telecast, they wanted to know those who were
be able to identify them.
Exactly. So you could put lawyers in danger. You could put lawyers in a place that could endanger their lives. Some of them can be threatened because of the way they argued issues in court, as the case may be. So long as they don't argue in favor of a certain interest. So, and then on the other hand, the presence of cameras here and there sometimes
could be distracting.
It could be distracting to someone who wants to argue a case. Because when you have the camera, it looks like you're in public. And then when you're in public, there's a way you are conscious. You understand? So the point there is that lawyers, as much as they are learned, not all of them have experience with cameras and microphones.
Absolutely.
So the point there is that they need to operate freely in their own domains. You and I may be friends of cameras or friends of microphones where you bring camera. If I wake you up from sleep any moment, you're free to face the camera and move on.
Yeah.
It's not their profession. Their profession is the legal profession. Ours is the broadcast profession. So the more it's just like having lawyers all over you. You'd be like, okay, am I safe here? You'd be asking that kind of a question. So the issue there is lawyers are supposed to operate freely. The presence of cameras, not just one, the presence of cameras could send wrong signals sometimes and also influence or maybe impact the way that lawyers are going to banter and also express themselves.
Absolutely.
And then on the other hand, just before we go, on the other hand is some of the issues in court that are ongoing, you're going to see snippets of them on social media everywhere on daily basis, which could influence or preempt the process or the direction to which the judgment is going to go. So
absolutely,
this is
and with
one.
the sensitivity of
Exactly.
things right now, I think the court is trying to take cautious steps such that Nigerians or Nigeria is safe and together as it stands. All right.